with a nice girl in the park. You were strolling, so full of joy, and you told her you'd never kissed a girl before. Hold your hand out, naughty boy.
Hold your hand out, naughty boy. Hold your hand out, naughty boy. Last night in the pale moonlight,
I saw ya, I saw ya,
with a nice girl in the park. You were strolling, full of joy, and you told her you never kissed a girl before. Hold your hand out, naughty boy.
Oh, I love it. Now all alone to Gay Paris on business went Papa, and when he landed back, his wife said, "Tell me, Jack, while you have been in Paris, have you always thought of me?" "Always, darling," murmured he. "For you, love, I've been pining every day." And then the gramophone began to play. Hold your hand out, you naughty boy. Hold your hand out, you naughty boy. 'Cause last night in the pale moonlight, I saw ya with a nice girl in the park. You were strolling, so full of joy, and you told her you'd never kissed a girl before. Hold your hand out, naughty boy.
Hold your hand out, naughty boy. Hold your hand out, naughty boy. Last night in the pale moonlight,
I saw you
with a nice girl in the park. You were strolling, full of joy, and you told her you never kissed a girl before. Hold your hand out, naughty boy.
One evening, Jones was telling all his pals how much he hated girls, despised their golden curls. "You wouldn't catch me with a girl, you bet your life," said he. "Girls possess no charms for me." Then one chap there at Jones began to leer, picked up his cane and said to him, "Come here. Hold your hand out, you naughty boy. Hold your hand out, you naughty boy. 'Cause last night in the pale moonlight, I saw ya with a nice girl in the park. You were strolling, so full of joy, and you told her you'd never kissed a girl before. Hold your hand out, naughty boy.
Hold your hand out, naughty boy. Hold your hand out, naughty boy. Last night in the pale moonlight,
I saw ya
with a nice girl in the park. You were strolling, full of joy, and you told her you never kissed a girl before. Hold your hand out, naughty boy.
Oh, I love it. Now all alone to Gay Paris on business went Papa, and when he landed back, his wife said, "Tell me, Jack, while you have been in Paris, have you always thought of me?" "Always, darling," murmured he. "For you, love, I've been pining every day." And then the gramophone began to play. Hold your hand out, you naughty boy. Hold your hand out, you naughty boy. 'Cause last night in the pale moonlight, I saw ya with a nice girl in the park. You were strolling, so full of joy, and you told her you'd never kissed a girl before. Hold your hand out, naughty boy.
Hold your hand out, naughty
saw you
with a nice girl in the park. You were strolling full of joy, and you told her you never kissed a girl before. Oh, you're in now, naughty boy.
One evening, Jones was telling all his pals how much he hated girls, despised their golden curls. You wouldn't catch me with a girl, you bet your life, said he. Girls possess no charms for me. Then one chap there at Jones began to leer, picked up his cane and said to him, come here. Hold your hand out, you naughty boy. Hold your hand out, you naughty boy. 'Cause last night in the pale moonlight I saw ya with a nice girl in the park. You were strolling so full of joy, and you told her you'd never kissed a girl before. Hold your hand out, naughty boy.
Hold your hand out, naughty boy. Hold your hand out, naughty boy. Last night in the pale moonlight
I saw ya
with a nice girl in the park. You were strolling full of joy, and you told her you never kissed a girl before. Hold your hand out, naughty boy.
Oh, I love it. Now all alone to Gay Paris on business went Papa, and when he landed back, his wife said, tell me, Jack, while you have been in Paris, have you always thought of me? Always, darling, murmured he. For you, love, I've been pining every day. And then the gramophone began to play. Hold your hand out, you naughty boy. Hold your hand out, you naughty boy. 'Cause last night in the pale moonlight I saw ya with a nice girl in the park. You were strolling so full of joy, and you told her you'd never kissed a girl before. Hold your hand out, naughty boy.
Hold your hand out, naughty boy. Hold your hand out, naughty boy. Last night in the pale moonlight
I saw you
with a nice girl in the park. You were strolling full of joy, and you told her you never kissed a girl before. Hold your hand out, naughty boy.
One evening, Jones was telling all his pals how much he hated girls, despised their golden curls. You wouldn't catch me with a girl, you bet your life, said he. Girls possess no charms for me. Then one chap there at Jones began to leer, picked up his cane and said to him, come here. Hold your hand out, you naughty boy. Hold your hand out, you naughty boy. 'Cause last night in the pale moonlight I saw ya with a nice girl in the park. You were strolling so full of joy, and you told her you'd never kissed a girl before. Hold your hand out, naughty boy.
Hold your hand out, naughty boy. Hold your hand out, naughty boy. Last night in the pale moonlight
I saw ya
with a nice girl in the park. You were strolling full of joy, and you told her you never kissed a girl before. Hold your hand out, naughty boy.
Oh, I love it. Now all alone to Gay Paris on business went Papa, and when he landed back, his wife said, "Tell me, Jack, while you have been in Paris, have you always thought of me?" "Always, darling," murmured he. "For you, love, I've been pining every day." And then the gramophone began to play. "Hold your hand out, you naughty boy. Hold your hand out, you naughty boy. 'Cause last night in the pale moonlight I saw ya with a nice girl in the park. You were strolling so full of joy, and you told her you'd never kissed a girl before. Hold your hand out, naughty boy.
Hold your hand out, naughty boy. Hold your hand out, naughty boy. Last night in the pale moonlight
I saw you
with a nice girl in the park. You were strolling full of joy, and you told her you never kissed a girl before. Hold your hand out, naughty boy.
Did they all get to Star Wars?
Yeah,
or are they getting it now?
That's what they watched.
Okay. Sadly, it is our last quiz. And as how Josh did that all on the screen, I haven't got a clue. Thanks all for taking part. It's been enjoyable. Josh and I have sat 2 meters apart, and we've had a few beers. I hope you've all enjoyed it, and hopefully all you quizzes, when you're in the post-lockdown period, you'll come along and join us on a Wednesday at 7:30 for 8 o'clock. So, good luck to you all. Round 1, potluck. What number would a hooker wear in rugby? I have to say in rugby. What number would a hooker wear in rugby? A1, B2, C3. What number would a hooker wear? 1, 2, or 3? All right, question 2, Potluck. How many Star Wars films were released before The Phantom Menace? How many Star Wars films were released before The Phantom Menace? 2, 3, or 4? A, 2, B, 3, C, 4.
Sure, that one first.
Yeah. Question 3. Minestrone soup originated in which country? Minestrone soup originated in which country? A, Italy, B, Spain, C, Portugal. Minestrone soup, was it originated in Italy, Spain, Portugal? You could have had life as a minestrone there, Josh.
Yeah, I did think about it, but it doesn't say it for ages.
All right. Okay, question 4. Does a Jeroboam of champagne, does it hold 4 bottles, 6 bottles, or 8 standard bottles of champagne? Jeroboam, is it A, 4 bottles, 6, B, C, 8? Good health. Question number 5. What You Leave Behind is the title of the final episode of which Star Trek series? What You Leave Behind is the title of the final episode of which Star Trek series? A, Deep Space Nine, B, Voyager, C, Enterprise. What You Leave Behind. Is it A, Deep Space Nine, B, Voyager, C, Enterprise? I am a Trekkie, I must admit. I do like Star Trek. I do like Star Wars. I don't like stars in your eyes, though.
What?
Oh, right, sorry, I didn't. Just reading the questions. Round 2, geography. In which county is Felixstowe? In which county is Felixstowe? Is it A, Kent, B, Norfolk, C, Suffolk? Felixstowe, is it in Kent? A, Norfolk, B, Suffolk, C. I'm just wondering what music is you gonna play for the next question. That's what I'm wondering. Okay, question 2. How many islands make up Japan? How many islands make up Japan? A, 4, B, 5, C, 6. How many islands make up Japan? 4, 5, or 6? The Japanese national anthem, Josh. This is about 2 hours long, isn't it?
2 minutes.
I thought we were going to get karaoke then. I couldn't read it anyway. Question number 3. In which county or which country is Jasper National Park? Which country is Jasper National Park? Is it in the USA, Canada, or South Africa? A, USA, B, Canada, C, South Africa. Thirsty today? in a lovely sunny day. Excuse the paint on my hands. Okay, question number 4. Which was the first country to use number plates? Was it A, Germany, B, France, C, the UK? First one to use number plates, Germany A, France B, the UK C. Question 5. The Land's End signpost famously has a number of places with its distances marked, or with their distances marked. Which of these is not on the signpost? I think I've crashed, Josh. No. Which of these is not on the Land's End signpost with the mileage? A, New York, B, Bristol, C, the Longships Lighthouse. Which of those is not on the signpost? New York, A, Bristol, B, Longships Lighthouse, C. Paul Dark?
It's filmed down there.
Yes, it's filmed in Devon. The Tin Mines.
Never seen it.
Never seen it, no me. I've seen a preview of him riding along the cliffs in a horse. All right, now we go to the music question, which Josh sources for me. We will now play you some music. It's going to be a Bond theme song.
Or a version of.
Or a version of it. Who is the Bond? In Josh's version of this song. Give you the choices in a moment. The choices are A, Roger, B, Sean, C, Timothy. Who was Bond with that theme song? Okay, question number...
Give them the options and I'll play a little bit more.
Oh. A, Roger, B, Sean, C, Timothy. A little bit more music for you. We should have a pre-run, Josh. We should have a pre-amble on the music and all. There we are. Thumbs up. Question 2. Who released this dance version of the Star Wars theme? Who released this dance version of the Star Wars theme? Do you want shall I give them the options before?
Yeah, you can do.
The options are Falco, A, Miko, B, or M. Not MC, M. That's option C. Who released the dance version of this Star Wars theme? I've been enjoying the music every Wednesday because I haven't got a clue what's happening. Okay, that's A, Falco, B, Miko, C, M. Question 3. Who hasn't covered this song by Billy Joel? Barry White, Willie Nelson, Rod Stewart. Which one has not covered this song by Billy Joel? Barry White, Willie Nelson, Rod Stewart.
I put that option down, but you have done it. It's like
Thank God you did. Yeah, you give me three correct answers. Whoops.
Do you reckon the options are, and I'll put it back up?
Okay, who hasn't covered this song? Barry White, Willie Nelson, Rod Stewart. Which of them has not covered this song by Billy Joel? The Stranger. Josh will now play you a song from a musical. But what musical is it from? I'll give you the clue, give you the answers. Calamity Jane, Guys and Dolls, or South Pacific. Josh will now play you the music. Calamity Jane, Guys and Dolls, South Pacific. Which musical is this from?
I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck, a hug around the neck, and a barrel and a heap, a barrel and a heap, and I'm talking in my sleep about you, about you.
Excellent, Josh. Calamity Jane, Guys and Dolls, or South Pacific? Last question on the music. On this day, in what year were the following 30, 20, and 10? You can see what you can see. Josh watches Popmaster. On what day in this? On this day, in what year were the following 30, 20, and 10? At number 30, Rolling Stones. Fool Don't Cry.
Fool to cry.
Fool to Cry. Can't read your writing, Josh. You must print. This joint writing is no good to me. In 20. The Sentinel. What's that? The Sentinental.
Continental.
Excuse the writing. The Continental, Maureen McGovern. It looks like 2 hours, man. Maureen McGovern.
At 20.
At 20. And I know this one. Thin Lizzy, The Boys Are Back in Town.
Was it
in
10?
what? Was it number 10?
Yeah.
Yeah. So on this day, 30, 20, and 10 were the Rolling Stones, the Continental, and Maureen McGovern, or Thin Lizzy.
Now, and Thin Lizzy was at 10.
Yeah, what year? Yeah,
you
yeah.
need to type the year in all 4 digits. So it was
Right.
1992.
Can you type?
1992.
Can you type the year in, please? Total cock up on the last night. You can see we've been running it on a wing and a prayer for 12 weeks. These are things you can't look up on Google unless you're very quick. Round 4, I want you to guess the year. I'll give you the decade. You put down 1942, 1926, but they're going to be 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
The decade is by request.
Right.
On paper, so
But I
it's
just
70s.
better read
But
it.
they need to put the full. If it's
Yes,
not if it's
yeah.
70s, they need to put 1970s,
Yeah.
whatever.
Did you get that? You have to put down, if it's in the 70s, you have to type in 1970.
In 4 digits.
4 digits. Type in 4 digits. In which year in the 70s did the Smurfs have their first hit record? Which year in the 70s did the Smurfs have their first hit record? I think this round's quite difficult, really, unless you're a Smurf fan. And I wasn't in the 70s. I do remember the 70s. Just. Question number 2. Question 2. Which year in the 80s was the video game Pac-Man released? We can all remember the Pac-Man games. Nothing compared to what they've got now. You'd be shooting all the Pac-Man. Which year in the 80s did the Pac-Man get released? I can remember that. People sitting in the pub having a beer and you'd hear the bloody Pac-Man chomping in the background. Question 3. In which year in the 90s did Friends first air? Which year in the 90s did Friends first air? You're good, Josh. You're good. You're wasted at this job. Huh? Should go into production. We're now going to have the theme to the Olympics, are we? Oh, I haven't got a clue. That would have been my choice. But anyway, question number 4. In which year in the 2000s did Kelly Holmes complete her famous 800 and 1500 Olympic double? Which year in the 2000s did Kelly Holmes complete her famous 800 and 1500 Olympic double? Sorry, she wasn't when she did that.
No,
She's become a dame since.
She is now.
Sorry, Dame Kelly Holmes. That's bloody grandstand, man. You should have had the Olympic theme from this year. And the last question on the year, Josh's favourite, politics. He could do this one. He should be on his team. He should be on one of your teams. Stanley Baldwin becomes Prime Minister for the 3rd time. Have they got the 30s?
Well, I've attempted it with the song that we had at the intro.
Oh, right.
Boy.
It's in the 30s. Stanley Baldwin becomes Prime Minister for the 3rd time in the 30s. Pick a year.
At the club one evening, Jones was telling all his pals how much he hated girls.
Oh, that's half time.
The golden girls. You wouldn't
Oh,
me with a
we have an
girl.
interlude.
So we're going to half time then.
Girls possess no charm.
We're going into half time.
Then one chap there.
There we go.
Yeah, so
will be the champion of champions at the end of the evening. It's our final one. So I hope you've enjoyed it.
I've done that because what I'm going to do is at the title page, I'm going to have it framed and I'm going to put all the teams that won.
Great.
So, it'll be up in the
So any
Harbour
winning
Room.
teams, at the end of this, you can come and buy me and Josh a beer for spending half our lives sorting the quiz out. But it doesn't matter. Well, I hope you've enjoyed. We have. It's been tough, but now we go on to round 5. It's winter sports. The National Ice Centre lies in which English city? The National Ice Centre lies in which English city? Is it A, Manchester, B, Nottingham, C, London? National Ice Centre, is it in A, Manchester, B, Nottingham, C, London? Oh, love it.
Really tiny graphic,
Okay, winter sports, question 2. What's the diameter of the outer ring in curling? Is it 8 feet, 10 feet, or 12 feet? Diameter of the outer ring in curling, is it A, 8 feet, B, 10 feet, C, 12 feet? You know what it is? Have a good guess. Oh, here we go. It was originated in Scotland, obviously. And all the stones come from one island. Josh, has said a text. Is it some inquiry? Nothing? Question 3. Colin, if you're on, you'll get this one right. How many minutes is a penalty for a major rule infringement in ice hockey? How many minutes is a penalty for a major rule infringement in ice hockey? Is it A, 3 minutes, B, 4 minutes, C, 5 minutes? What's the link up with that?
The Mighty Ducks.
Oh.
They're an ice hockey team.
The animated series opening of the Mighty Ducks. Apparently it's an animated ice hockey team.
Well, it was a film, then it was an animated TV program, and then they were an actual ice hockey team.
Oh, right. So a team arose from a comic. Never mind. Movie film.
Yeah.
Question 4. In which year did the first Paralympic Games take place? Which year did the first Paralympic Winter Games take place? 1972, 1976, or 1979? A, 1972, B, 1976, C, 1979. Paralympic hymn. All right, question 5. Is that the picture, Josh?
Yeah, there's a picture on that.
There's a
I haven't
picture
done
on
any
this one?
pictures this week,
No,
actually, but that one
no.
is a picture question.
Yeah, you should have done. They got the logo, have they?
Yeah,
Is
the
that the
logo.
logo? No. Which Winter Olympics logo are you seeing? Is it A, Torino in 2006, B, Vancouver 2010, or Sochi in 2014, which was only 6 years ago? Which Winter Olympics logo are you looking at? A, Torino 2006, B, Vancouver 2010, C, Sochi. In Welsh, it would be Sochi 2014. Ski Sunday. They must be mad. going downhill with no brakes and jumping in the air. Question on Solva. I hope you're all aware of where we live. What's that for? Oh, no,
They're all from that.
they're all from. Oh. The author is a Mr. Jean and Paul. Oh, just in the corner there, Jean and Paul Raggett. Whether you can see that or camera's over there. Good local man. Solva Memorial Hall was originally a Wesleyan Methodist chapel, but when was it built? It's on the front of the
No,
building,
it's not.
isn't it?
No.
I thought it was.
No.
You sure?
Yeah. It's got 1922 on the
Oh,
front.
sorry, it's 1922. I'm going to give you 3 dates: 1792, 1802, or 1812. When was the Solva Memorial Hall built?
As a Wesleyan chapel, not as the hall.
As a Wesleyan chapel. 1792A, 1802B, 1812C. 1812th overture you could have played there, Josh. Mike Stevens. He's played in the hall. I saw
I
him.
played it.
Welsh rarebit. Welsh rare beet. For a slice of toast with cheese on it. Oh, it looks nice too. And that looks like Marmite underneath, Josh. Oh. Mike Stevens, a proud Houdini. What year did Solva Boat Owners Association, actually it should be S. Solva Harbour Society,
Well, no, you bought
which
it when
we
you were
are.
there.
What year did Solva Boat Owners buy Trinity Key from the Solva Company, Key Company? 1966, 1976 or 1986? What year did the Solva Boat Owners buy Trinity Key from the Solva Key Company? A. 1966, B. 1976, C. 1986. Rod Stewart, good old Rod. Are you having one of these, Josh? You sure?
I'm right.
Sorry about that. Me opening the tin. Question 3. Which foot of the Queen is on what we call the Queen's steps? Which foot is on the footprint on the Queen's steps? Is it her right foot or her left foot?
I know, is it her left or is it her right? Because they're in
Oh, sorry.
order.
A, left foot. B, right foot. So which footprint is it? Is it her A, left foot, B, her right foot? Just imagine old Queenie getting up on the steps there, meeting the harbour master, which was Dad, your granddad. Question number 4. Henry Whiteside famously designed the Smalls Lighthouse, which he actually built on the quay prior to the Smalls. But what was his original job? Was he A, a violin maker, B, a cooper, C, a blacksmith? Henry Whiteside. Was he a violin maker, a cooper, or a blacksmith? And when they built it, if you travelled south past the Smalls, the lighthouse, you were charged 2D. If you travelled north, you were only charged 1D. For those of you who know what a D is, it's an old penny. Oh, David Gray. Josh and I went and saw him in Bristol. We were invited back to the backstage and had a glass of wine with him. We go home about 3 o'clock in the morning. Perhaps even later. Anyway, Question 5. Which king is reputed to have drunk at the Royal George, giving its royal title? Was it A. George III, B. George IV, C. George V? Which George gave the title of royal to the Royal George? Was it A. George III, B. George IV, C. George V? Good question, that, Josh. Because it was called George House when it was in 9 High Street, because I lived there.
Remember we made an arrangement when you went away. Now you're making me mad. Remember despite
Okay, we now go on to a round of science. And question 1, what does a manometer read or compare? Is it A, pressure, B, speed, C, temperature? What does a manometer compare? A, pressure, B, speed, C, temperature.
our whole universe was in a hot, dense state of nearly 14 million years ago. Expansion started way back in the beginning. The Australs began to Neanderthals developed tools. We built the wall, we built the pyramids. Scientists today unraveling the mystery that all started with a big.
Right, question 2. In which country did Spotify originate? Is it A, Sweden, B, the UK, C, the USA? In which country did Spotify originate? Question number 3 on science. How many zeros follow the 1 in a British septillion? How many zeros follow the 1 in a British septillion? A, 22 zeros, B, 32 zeros, C, 42 zeros. How many zeros are there in 1 British septillion? Point. Question 4. Cubital. Cubital refers to which part of the body? Is it A, the calf, B, the thigh, C, the forearm? Cubital refers to which part of the body? Is it A, the calf, B, the thigh, C, the forearm? I would demonstrate to you the parts of the body, but I've got my pyjamas and my slippers on, because it's the last one. Josh said, come dress tidy, so I did. But I'm not going to show you.
You have a hell of a job saying all them.
No. Do you mean alphabetical? Or the last one to be found?
It's the last one in the period table. It's in the bottom right corner.
Right, okay. Because alphabetically,
No, it's the last one.
U comes after T and D comes before the whole bloody lot. Anyway, apparently this is the last one on the right-hand side of the periodic table. What is that element? Is it A, can you imagine the table? Which is the last element in the periodic table? Is it A, tennessine, B, Unanoctium? Is that right, Josh?
Yeah.
Unanoctium, or is it Darmstadium? in the periodic table, what's the last element? Tennessine, Unanoctium, or Darmstadium? Thank God I hadn't had too many beers. So A, Tennessine, B, Unoctium, C, Darmstadium.
There's hydrogen and helium, the British number beryllium, boron, carbon everywhere, nitrogen all through the air, oxygen so you can breathe, chlorine for your pretty teeth, we also light up the sign, sodium for salty times, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, then sulfur, chlorine, and argon, potassium, and calcium, so you'll go from scandium.
Well, I've never seen that before. What a way to learn the periodic table, all in pictures. Right, round 8, Family Fortunes. This is the last round. No more questions after this. Well, unless you join the quiz in the Harbour Inn after lock-up. Round 8 is Family Fortunes, so have a guess. These are all the top answers that I require. 100 people were surveyed, and the top answer I want on each one of these. Name an item of clothing beginning with S. I'll give you 3 choices. Shirt, sock, or shoe. A, shirt, B, sock, C, shoe. If you were asked a question, name an item of clothing, well, what would you say first? A, shirt, B, sock, C, shoe. Now, I don't know when these were put together, but I only go from a book that I've got at home. Well, not a book, it's the interweb. Top answer, a boy's name beginning with S. A boy's name beginning with S. Stuart, A. Sam, B. Stephen, C. A. Stuart, B. Sam, C. Stephen. Boy's name beginning with S. Nearly there. 3, 4, 5, and that is it. 40 questions, 10 weeks, that's 400 questions. 400 questions?
480.
480. 480, and Josh has created some fantastic music. Question 3. Girl's name beginning with K. Is it Kate, Kylie, or Kira? Top answer, 100 people. A. Kate, B. Kylie, C. Kira. Girl's name beginning with K. I love this song. Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. It's too warm. Okay, question number 4. The very penultimate question. Name a famous sailing ship. A, the Mary Rose, B, the Bounty, C, the Victory. 100 people. Name a famous sailing ship. A, the Mary Rose, B, the Bounty, tender coconuts, C, Victory. Oh, I love it, Josh. Last question. And in 20 years' time, if you're still alive and you're talking to your grandkids, and they say to you, Grandad, what did you do on a Wednesday night? Well, we played Dieball's Fun Quiz, which Josh helped. Well, Josh
I put most of it together.
is the technician. I write the questions. He does everything else. So in 20 years' time, just remember where you were on a Wednesday night at 8 o'clock till 9 o'clock. So name something, the final question in the final quiz, name something that is written alphabetically. A, dictionary, B, address book, C, phone book. 100 people surveyed. Name something that is written alphabetically. A, dictionary, B, address book, C, phone book. So that is the lot. That is...
And then submit your answers.
Could you please submit your answers as ASAP? And once you've done that, I can give you the answers. How many are on? Everybody in?
Nearly.
Come on. Nearly everybody's in.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams, all with the same name.
There are 5 teams with the same name. Hang on.
Or variations of the same.
Variations on the theme. Are they just... What are they?
Yeah. I'll put that in a minute. But
Okay. There are 5 teams, all on the variation on the theme. So you're going to have to work out who is who.
yeah.
Right, which is probably a good thing if we had 27 Gloria Honeyfords, we would have a trouble, wouldn't we? Anyway, I will now give you the correct answers. They're all in, I hope. Question 1, potluck. What number would a hooker wear in rugby? Number 2, that's B. How many Star Wars films were released before The Phantom Menace? There were 3. I could name them, but I'm not going to keep you here all night. Minestrone soup originated in Italy. A Jeroboam holds 6 standard bottles. What you leave behind is the title of the final episode of Deep Space Nine. I watched it. Geography. Which county is Felixstowe? Kent, Norfolk or Suffolk? It is in Suffolk. How many islands make up Japan? 4. In which country is Jasper National Park? It's in Canada. And the French were the very first to use number plates. Josh cycled down to Land's End signpost just to make sure it was correct. And the one that was not on the signpost was Bristol. New York and the Longships Lighthouse are both on the signpost. Josh played you a Bond theme song, and it was Roger Moore who released the dance version of the Star Wars theme. I asked you A, Falco, heard of him, B, Miko, never heard of them, and C, M, and I've never heard of them. Thank God it wasn't me. It was B, Miko. Who hasn't covered the song by Billy Joel? Josh has put down Barry White. He's covered it. Willie Nelson. He's covered it. Josh had already put Kenny Rogers, but he covered it as well. So then he put in Rod Stewart, and Rod has not covered it. The musical, Josh likes his musicals. It was from B, Guys and Dolls. And we asked you in what year were the following 30, 20 and 10 Stones, Maureen McGovern and Thin Lizzy, 1976. So then we led on to Guess the Year. If you were a Smurfs fan, you probably got in your record collection somewhere, and you bought it in 1977. Which year in the 80s was the video game Pac-Man released? In the very first year, 1980. Is that the end of the 79? No, 1980. Dead on 1980. Which year in the 90s did the Friends first air? 1994. In which year in the 2000s did Kelly Holmes complete a famous 800 and 1500 Olympic double? Well, they fall every 4 years, and you knew, and so you could have worked it back. 2004. And Stanley Baldwin became Prime Minister in 1935 for the third time. Winter sports. National Ice Centre is in Nottingham. Diameter of the outer ring in curling, I asked you 8 foot, 10 foot and 12 foot. Well, the inner ring is 8 foot and the outer ring is 12 foot. How many minutes is a penalty for major rule infringement in ice hockey? 3, 4 or 5? It is 5 minutes. The first Paralympic Games took place in the 70s, 1976. And the logo was of the Torino Winter Olympics in 2006. I'd have been no good at this quiz, you know. Solomon Memorial Hall was a Wesleyan chapel, and it was originally built in 1812. Solver Boat Owners, I know this one, was bought from the Solver Key Company, which was the Davises of Llanwys, very kindly. Dad went with cap in hand and died 4x2, who was Di John, by the way. And Ewan Davis agreed to sell the key. It was in 1986. I nearly said 66. That was when I was on the key watching the World Cup. No, listening on the radio, sorry, not watching it. I'm telling you on the key. Which foot is the footprint of the Queen? Left or right? We argued about this, but which one is it, Josh?
I went down and looked. It was right. It's right.
He hasn't put an answer down. Are you sure it's the right foot?
Yeah, it's right. It is right.
The right. I thought it would have been left, because she would have stepped up with the left foot. Or did she step up with the right foot? What's the picture?
We don't have a picture.
Oh, we haven't got a picture anymore. Well, we'll say the right. And if you go down the key and prove wrong,
Yeah.
we apologise.
We'll give you a bonus point.
We'll give you a bonus point next time you come in to the quiz. Henry Whiteside, he was a violin maker. And which king is reputed to have drunk at the Royal George? It was George IV. He didn't buy around the miserable sod. Science. What does a manometer compare? It compares air pressure. A. Which country did Spotify originate? Well, it had to be Sweden. You know, they Nokia and all these, so it was Sweden. How many zeros follow the 1 in a British septillion? 42 zeros. Cubital refers to which part of the body? It's this bit here. From there to there. That's a cubit. Which of these is the last element in the periodic table? Tennessine, Unionoctium, or Darmstadium? It is. Why did you pick Unionoctium? Why didn't you ask for the next to last? Unionoctium. Just to confuse me. Round 8, family fortunes. You either know it, you hopefully guessed the right answer. Name an item of clothing beginning with S. Shirt, sock, or shoe. It was shoe. Boy's name beginning with S. Stuart, Sam or Stephen, it was Stephen with a PH. Girl's name beginning with K, I asked you Katie, Kylie or Kira, it was Kate. Name of famous sailing ship, I gave you the choice of Mary Rose, Bounty or the Victory, it was HMS Victory. And name something that is written alphabetically, I gave you A, dictionary, B, address book, C, phone book, and it is, for the final answer, phone book.
Okay, so we'll just do the thank yous.
We'll do the thank yous. Compiled by me, not all. Music and quiz sheet compiled by Joshua. Director Joshua. Producer Joshua. And do you know what? He didn't buy the beer in 10 weeks. I provided the beer. 12 weeks. So thank you all very much for taking part. Sorry we've got to finish. Hopefully life will get back to normal, whatever normal is after this. So do we have...
Yeah, so do that one first. Honourable mention for that.
Right.
Then that, then down the list.
Okay. Some of these I know. Would Carol Vorderman like to come in? Or Carol Vorderman, I'm Carol Vorderman. We've got Carol Vordermans all over the place. But the very first one I'd like to, thanks for taking part. I know who you are, seen you in the shop, seen you about, is with 21 points, the Pufflings. Thank you very much for taking part. In 6th place, Bryn S, aka Dinosaur Senior, with 24 points. Now then, in 5th place, 4th place, and 3rd place,
They've all got different scores and they've all got different
they've
spellings.
all got different scores and they've all got different spellings. So
fifth was
in 5th place was I'm Carol, C-A-R-O-L, Vorderman, V-O-R-D-E-R-M-A-N. I'm Carol Vorderman, 25. In 4th place, I'm Carol Vorderman,
spelled the same way.
spelt the same way. Thank God you two didn't win, with 29 points. Now, in 3rd place, I'm Carol Vorderman, and the Carol's with an E, with 30 points. And in 2nd place, the Bro Dowell Beer Pongers. Well done, 32 points. And you aren't very dull, the dullards, but you have done very well. You win by 1 point. Congratulations, winning the final quiz. Thanks all very much. I hope you enjoyed it. Text Josh if you have.
I need to know who the dullards are.
We need to know who the dullards are. So please, can you get in touch with Josh and let us know who the dullards are with 33 points. Josh will put a list up. So when it's all over and the pub's open, probably before my birthday, which is on the 18th of July. So if you want to come and buy me a beer and buy Josh one, because it was on in March, we'll see you all again. Thanks very much indeed.